everyone, my name is Griffin and this is Stitching with the Griffin Crochet Fun number 7. It should be number 7. Oh, it may be number 8. Not sure. It'll be in the title. It's been a month since I did my last one, maybe a month and a half since I did the last one. For the past month I've had a household full of people, and like I said in my cross stitch video, only one of them and 4 fur babies was actually related to me. The rest of them belonged to my roommate. It was his friends and his family, and I had no privacy, no peace and quiet, lots of boundaries crossed, just, you know, general chaos, and I have a hard time working that way. However, I did manage to get some crocheting done because I don't have to count as much with that. Now I do have to count, but not as much, so I did get some things done. Let me adjust this a little bit, sorry. I did get some things done. Well, let's do the starting stuff first. If you're new here, welcome. This channel, Stitching with the Griffin, is all about my fiber arts, cross stitch, crochet, weaving, hand sewing, embroidery, and things like that. Right now I just have 2 playlists. One is about my crocheting and one is about my cross stitch. I do talk about books and movies and TV shows that I watch from time to time when I have the time. I do work part-time, but this playlist that you're on now is all about my crocheting, and I've been crocheting since I was 10, 46 years now when I have my birthday this year. So I've been doing it a while. Can't say that I'm a professional, or, well, I'm a professional, but I am not a master at it. I still find new things to learn every time I try a new pattern or a new technique. So there's that. For those of you who are returning, welcome back, and thank you for waiting on me. I have quite a few things to show. No, I have not done any of the crochet squares for the crochet along that I'm doing with Marcy. I do apologize, Marcy. Marcy is the Amnicon Studio Designs, and I haven't done any because that square I definitely have to pay attention to, so I haven't been working on it. I have been making granny squares. In one of my last videos, I was showing you granny squares that I had made with Red Heart's Flower Power skeins. They are a granny square in a skein, and I worked on 12 by 12 inch squares, and I got three out of one skein doing just the standard granny square. And I believe I used a eye hook, which is what, a 5.5, something like that. I don't have it with me, so I don't remember. But I ended up doing a 4 by 3 throw, and then I used another skein of the Flower Power to do the join as you go borders, and then the outside I did with the remaining parts of the skeins, and I only used the remains of 3 of the skeins for the border. Yeah, my corners are not going to be great. I haven't blocked this yet, but you know, let me get up and show you this. Hoping I can show you the whole thing. It is quite large, as you can see. It's a great little throw. It can fit on the top of a twin size bed, you know, just cover the top of it. It could go on the back of a couch. You know, it's a great little piece. Let me see. So I used, let me get over here so you can hear me. I hope everyone was able to hear me. Yeah, it'll fit on top, flat out on a twin size bed. Would be great for probably a crib blanket. I don't know the exact dimensions on it, but at least 48 by 36, so a decent size little throw. Oh, sorry, had to get my chair back in place. So yeah, a decent size little throw. You know, all the red heart firepower. I didn't use any other red heart. I used 5, I think it was 5 skeins in total to do that, and got it all done right the day before they left. So I'm actually surprised nobody absconded with it. We won't even go there with that. But I also finished my winter gnome. Isn't he cute? He's a lot bigger than I expected, but I don't care. He's for me. His nose is a little off center, but I don't care about that either. He's got a nice head like that. Got his head tilted a little bit, so his nose is a little off center. But hey, it's okay. I have my spring gnome is in the works. It will be smaller than that one. It'll have a taller hat, but it'll be smaller than that one. I will leave I leave the information for where to find him in the description box below. He is not my own design. I did weigh the bottom down so that he can sit. That's why he's flat. He's actually got a piece of cardboard with some decorative river rock, you know, the acrylic river rock inside of there, and then he's properly stuffed. Now his hat's not stuffed, but they didn't call for that, and I usually don't stuff the hats. That way I can, you know, mess around with them a little bit. Let me see, what else have I got going on? As far as all my other crochet projects, I haven't been able to work on them because I have to have peace and quiet for them. I have to be able to count. Especially the blanket that I'm using, or the throw that I'm using with the Boundless. I have to make sure that those are exactly 41 stitches, otherwise it will mess up the edges. And with the yarn, that Boundless that I'm using, it doesn't like to be frogged very many times, so I don't want to keep doing that all the time. Now, that being said, I have been doing other crocheting. For a while now, I've been thinking about things to make, and several years ago I was selling at the markets. I was going to the farmer markets and I was selling little stuffed toys, you know, bears and owls and things like that. And then I was crocheting, you know, pot holders and coasters and different things like that, and selling them at the market, and I did fairly well. You know, it was a hit and miss type thing because that's just the way the markets are. But I wasn't happy doing it. It was not, I mean, everybody is making crocheted animals and crocheted toys, and I would go to markets, and I have the small ones, and they weren't very much, and then I had other things that I put in there, and but there would be like 4 or 5 of us at a market, sometimes 6, and I would go to small events, you know, that churches and schools would put on, and there'd be like a lot of us there, And I'm not faulting the event people for that. It's just what it is. A lot of people are crocheting, and there's nothing wrong with that. I, however, was trying to find my own little happy place. I like making coasters and doilies and things like that. There are only a couple of wearables that I like to make, but you know, in the end, it's harder to sell wearables. It's harder to sell a lot of things. So I was looking at other things, and I looked on Kindle and saw some pattern books and chatted with some folks that I know, and I decided that I am going to be making I've already set up my Square store, but I don't have the products in it, and the only social media platform that I'm going to be on right now is Instagram. It has its own, my shop has its own Instagram page. It's called the Emerald Emporium, and you'll know it. There is, I think, another Emerald Emporium too, but my logo has a gnome on it, and you'll be able to see it. You'll be able to tell. If you are on Instagram and you want me to send you an invite to that page, let me know, and I will do that so that you can find it for yourself. Now, the items that I will be doing drops, and I will be doing 7 to 10 items a month, different ones. Well, not completely different, but mainly different ones. It's going to be plant themed, forest themed. I have, there we go. I have these little gnomes. These are Scandinavian gnomes, and I will leave, if you want to make your own, I will leave a link to the page where this design is, this pattern is. It is very cute. The hat is not stuffed. I don't know. It looks like I have something right there on his hat, but there's nothing there. Oh, look, there's a little piece of fuzz. Wow, it picks it up. Because I didn't see that. Okay. I think I got it off. And he has a weighted bottom so he can sit up. Now, well, not a weighted bottom per se. He has some acrylic river rocks in with the stuffing, and that way he can sit flat, pretty much. You have to flatten out his base, but isn't he cute? I need to, the next time I do a hat, I need to roll his hat band up a little bit more, I think. But I think they're cute. Now, this guy is called the Russet Moss Gnome. He will come with a adoption card, and it will have his information on there. You'll have a space where you can name him, and then on the back it will have lore that will tell you a little bit more about him. He is a cutie pie. He is made with all red heart yarn. No, I take that back. I think this one is loops and threads, but this is definitely red heart. This is red heart, and that's red heart yarn. Most of them, it's going to be 100% acrylic yarn, the ones that I make. Now, in addition to him, I have this really cute little, let me turn his, he is an emotional support sprout. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little sign back here, sticking up, and it's going to say keep growing. I haven't added it yet, but that's what it's going to do. And I have, his leaves just don't want to do his thing, but yeah. He has a weighted bottom so he can sit flat and won't fall over. He will also come with an adoption certificate, and you'll have a place where you can name him, and then there'll be a I don't know if the back will have some lore on it or not, probably. And in addition to the Kwai, the toy versions, I'll be doing some realistic, as realistic as I can get them. This is a string of pearls plants for those of you who do not recognize it. Yes, the pearls are bigger than what I expected them to be. I followed the pattern, and I think these pearls are probably just a little bit, either they're too big or my pot is too small. What do you think? I'm trying not to make these really, really big. I do have a jade plant that's going to be larger, and my sunflowers are going to be a bit bigger. But this is a jade plant. It also has a weighted base. Now, it was originally a hanging plant, but the way that I did the hangers, it kept tipping forward, and you can see they're all attached. It kept tipping forward, so when I make a hanging version of this, I will do like a macrame yarn hanger, and then hopefully that will settle, that will fix the tipping problem. It will sit on the edge of it'll sit on a shelf just fine. It won't tip over, and it'll just hang there and be cute. So I have these. Did not bring it out, but I have a couple of sunflowers. I have a small amount of each one because it's going to be limited editions for each of these drops. Pardon me. So each set will have 10 items, and there'll be a small amount of each item. And for me, that works better because I gotta cut my fingernail. Sorry, I just happened to notice that. But making the small batches will keep me from feeling burnt out. Plus, it'll give. Oh, I forgot. With this one comes with, my realistic looking ones come with botanical registry cards, and so it will have the scientific name of the plant as well as its actual, its common name, and then it will have a registry number. And so like this one would be, it's either going to be number 1 or number 2, probably number 1 since my jade plant will be number 2, and then later on when I make a hanging version, it'll be I'll give it a different number, but each one will have like a little registry number, and it'll, on the front of the card, it'll have the name and everything. On the back, it will have care instructions for them, and to keep them, looking nice. And I figured that would be a good idea for those of us who don't have places for plants, but we want to have plants around. And rather than having fake, we have some fake plants that are very pretty, but I was thinking this might be helpful too. Give you a little bit of a cottagecore feel. The gnomes will be changing every month. I will do a new color hat and a new color base. Now, all of these that you see here, they have not, you're getting the first look at these guys. I have not done them on Instagram yet. I have not started the hype schedule yet. I am trying to get the cards and everything made up for them first before I do the actual hype and do the picture. I need to do pictures and all kinds of stuff. So you're getting a sneak peek, and I think that that's what I'm going to do. Is I will give you guys a sneak peek at a few of the new ones as I drop them. Next month, like I said, the colors of the gnomes will change. I will be adding one new realistic, a larger one. So the larger of the realistics will get changed out every month as I can. Now, just because they get changed out does not mean that they won't be available on the store site, the Square site. If they don't sell in that month, they will stay on the site until they sell. But I won't be making that many of these items. So once all of these guys are sold out, I won't be making another one of this color variation. they will all be different ones. The sprouts will be similar to each other. So next month I will have a leaf, and then I will have a bud, a flower bud of some color. And during the rest of the spring, for the next, from the next few months after I release these guys, I will have different colored buds on them, and then I will go back to this design for a few months too, and then go from there. But they will only be small numbers of these at any one time, so especially of the colored buds, they won't be. So if you don't get yours, you can wait and see if they come back around. I might do some surprise drops and bring some back around. The pots will be different. I will change up the top of them anyway. I want to keep this bottom part white so I can put the face on. I think that's a cute little face. And but these will be more standard, and then the realistics will change, and the kawaiis will change. I will have the sprout buddies, which is what this is called, plus another kawaii, another toy plant. And I am thinking that some of my realistic plants will have a toy version as well, for those who like, to collect the little kawaii plants, the little toy plants. Let me know what you feel, what your thoughts are on that. Please don't roll your eyes and go, here we go again. I am needing, like I said in my cross stitch video, I need a second income really bad. My part-time job is just not covering all the bills, and eventually I am not going to be able to continue at a job like that. I have, a degenerative disc disease in my back, and it is just going to keep going. There's no cure for it. I could do surgery, but I can't afford surgery. Not right now anyway. Once I'm able to, that will correct the problem, because with my kind of disease, and I'm not the only one, there's lots and lots of people my age that have it. I just happen to be born with the condition. But in between your vertebrae there is a disc, and it is got a fibrous outside and a gel center, and as you age, that gel center starts to dry up, and then the fibrous part will start to tear. Once that center dries up, it starts to tear. When people my age develop that disease, because the gel has dried up or has decreased, it is able to move, around inside the area between the two vertebrae, and it will either become herniated or it will become bulging. I think herniated is when it goes, I don't know what the difference between herniate and bulging is, but they've been using these two words for my condition for a while. I have it in my neck, in the cervical vertebrae up in here, as well as in the lumbar vertebrae. The middle section is not affected yet. There is surgery that can be done, and in which they will remove the old discs and replace them with silicone, with medical grade silicone discs, and that will stop the deterioration. The part that's deteriorating will go away. And then they will, if necessary, they will bore out the spine, smooth out and bore out the spine, because the spine also thickens up. The bone in the spine will thicken up. So they will bore that out and smooth out the edges so that the nerve stops catching on anything. It'll be able to move like it's supposed to, freely in the nerve canal. But the discs are very important for the movement of your back. And so it is important. It's a very important, you know, for me, it's a very important surgery. I'd like to get it done that way that I can stop living in pain. I do live in pain every day, and it's never going to go away. It's something that I have lived with since the symptoms started showing up when I was 17, 18 years old. Not saying that so that you'll feel sorry for me or anything like that. It's just a fact of my life. You know, pain management is about everything. You know, the only thing, and with nerve pain, it's hard to manage, but I do it. I have to. Right now, I can't afford the meds, so I just, you know, I just grin and bear it and go on. And you have to do what you have to do. But so that's neither here nor there. Sorry about that. But that is why I am going to be doing these little guys. I do not know. I do have my shop on Michael's Maker Place called the Stitchin Griffin. I have not put anything over there really, because I'm not sure what to do over there. I do not want to put these guys over there because they have a specific theme that I'm going for and a specific feel. So I may continue when I have time, do my coasters and do other things, and maybe even put this lovely throw out there. I don't know yet. Suggestions, folks, would be helpful. Be great. You know, constructive criticism is always welcome. And on that note, I'm going to end this. If you've made it this far, thank you so much, and you know what to do. You know, like, subscribe, ring the bell, drop a comment, even if you don't do any of those. If you just want to drop a comment, I do read them and respond to them, unless of course they're trollers and, you know, negativity, and then they get deleted, because I'm not sharing that on my page. If it's constructive criticism, then yes, I will take it as it is given, and I will let other people see it and go from there. But that's all for today. In 2 weeks, I will, because I'm almost done with my first batch. I need to do the jade plant. Once I do the jade plant, then I'll be free to get back to my other projects I have going on, and I can get more work on that and get caught up on the squares for Marcy's, for the crochet along that I'm doing with Marcy. The Maeve Crochet Blanket crochet along. Information about that is in the description box below. If you'd like to join, just use the hashtag Maeve Blanket CAL, I guess is what we're using, is the hashtag. Let me know, Marcy. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. But yeah. And I will see you guys in a couple of weeks. I hope you have a wonderful time and keep hooking. Bye.